I started my career into software testing, that too manual testing. So it was the same repetitive task that I had to do. I was not able to use my brains in those. It was like I was working like a robot and not my cup of tea. I was struggling a lot. Like I was questioning my life, like exactly what am I doing? Then I started learning anything and everything. Like I was all over the place. I was learning databases. Then I was someday learning about DevOps. Then about backend technology, front end. Like I had no clear vision that actually what I want to do.
How people are today seeing AI as they offload everything to AI, the intelligence, the judgment, they don't really learn about the software fundamentals. What do you think, are the people who are going through this phase are doing it correctly or not? Are software fundamentals even necessary if you are focusing just on AI front?
Nowadays people are skipping the strong fundamentals. They are directly jump into LLM. What are the agents which being present? For example, they want to take a decision making also, they are using AI. From my perspective, it was totally wrong. Without knowing the fundamentals, if you are switching to the AI, that makes me nothing.
Hi everyone. Today we have with us two very special guests, Navnit and Sarvanan, and they have started their journey from mechanical engineering background, and today they are working at a product-based company. Let's hear from them how they have transformed their career journey. Without any further ado, let's start with your introduction, Navnit.
Thanks, Kushal, for having me over here. I am currently working as senior software engineer in London Stock Exchange Group. I graduated in 2020 from ITR Bhubaneswar in mechanical engineering, and then I started my career in service-based companies like Cognizant, then Tech Mahindra. Then I moved to a semi-product company which was Bison. Yeah, that's a bit about me.
And what about you, Sarvanan?
I'm working as a software engineer at Motorola Solution. I graduated as mechanical engineering from Sarnadan College of Engineering. Then I started my early stage of career in Accenture. Then I transitioned into a Motorola Solution. This is a brief about me.
The interesting part is you both have started your career as a mechanical engineer,
Yes.
and that too not from a top tier college also, right? So it would be difficult to throughout that journey, right? So can you help me with your story, like how you transform, because today you're working with AI infrastructure, AI workflows, automation and stuff, but you started as a mechanical engineer. How does this journey actually transform?
So when I started as a mechanical engineer, I used to write code, but
You were already interested in coding?
Yeah, I'm already interested in coding. I used to write code in and around, but I don't know how the complexities behind it. So what the systems are working on. So after that only I came to know, even though I was a mechanical engineer, then my focus was shifted towards computer science engineering. Then I started to learn about the system design. Then what is programmatically we have to think about it. Then I started research about which are the things I have to learn when I compare with the bachelor's of engineer CS background, because I have to compete with them even though I don't have a background.
So your mechanical friends were also learning computer science engineering, or they were not interested at all?
No, they are not interested at all.
So there was no motivation around you? You were just completely focused and doing all the stuff on yourself?
Yes, there was no motivation around me because everyone keeps telling you like why you are transition from a mechanical engineer, because you are just studied mechanical engineer. Why you need to transition to some other thing?
Yeah, generally I've seen in colleges they call it mechanical is an evergreen branch, so you should not deviate your focus. But coming from mechanical branch, like you are also from a mechanical branch, right? How was the journey for you? Like, was there people around you also preparing for computer science placements, or what was the atmosphere, coding atmosphere in your college?
Starting my career in a service-based companies, I felt there was just more of a repetitive task that I was doing. It was just I was doing some code implementation. There was not much brainstorming that was going on. Not much input that was asked from me while doing the planning. It was just I was getting the requirements from a client, and I was told to do XYZ particular things, and I was just implementing it. I was not using my brains. I was not brainstorming on ideas. So that was something that I felt was not. I did not want to pursue that for a longer run.
I've also heard that people who join these service-based companies, they don't really get their first project very early. There is a concept of benching also, which a lot of people
Yeah,
so,
having mentioned that, it took me 7 months to land up on my first project in my initial stages.
so essentially you were not doing anything.
And not doing anything. There was no learning as well. It was just like, it was nothing. There was no output that was coming. It took me 7 months to land in a project, and that too in a testing role. I wanted a different role, but I landed in a testing role. Then a lot of my friends in my project itself, they were, as soon as the project got over, or as soon as the client did not require their didn't need them, they were benched. And this first, like after 3-4 months, they had been laid off as well. So, but it was like you constantly had to be on your feet to like be in a service, prove yourself constantly. So it was like a run, a constant chase that you need to do with the clients. You need to impress everyone around you.
So the work culture is not something that you were actually expecting. While you haven't have like any interest in software engineering, but this is also not something you were expecting, right?
Yep. To be very honest, yes. So again, the experience can be different for different people, but this was not something that I was looking forward going down the lane in my life. Yeah.
And you also started in a service-based company, right? Was your experience also the same, where you were sitting on a bench, or you haven't got your project in like for a few months? Because that, I believe, is a complete waste of time.
Luckily, I was not in a bench, so I heard the same thing. Few of them was benched before. As you mentioned, like wasting the people's time, because if you are in bench, there is no use of it, I would say. As I came from a service-based company, when I need any access for any kind of a permission, that has been very delayed. For me, it is around 2 months to get an access.
Oh, that's like 2 months wasted from an engineer, right? And
Yeah.
2 months is a long time in the age of AI.
Yeah.
I believe you're also dealing with AI workflows, automation and stuff in your current company, right?
Yes.
So how does that transformation feel? Like you're working, even getting an access for was taking 2 months, and now you're maybe writing a full feature in just like 1 hour. So how does the transformation feel?
It was an incredible for me, because came from a service space, now what I am right now. So when I need something, whatever the industry is looking for, I'm just developing it on my own, kind of a feature or a release, something like that we are doing on it. As you mentioned, the automation things, automation is a very good thing to do. Why I'm saying is, if we are doing for the user who are using it, we can save the hours of time. For example, if you are just minimizing the hours of manual work, we can do the automation over there. So we can save a lot of time as well as money.
That's interesting to hear, Sarvanan. Navnit, you also mentioned about that you were not interested in software engineering, but later on you're currently working as a software engineer. And then you also had to spend time on bench kind of stuff, where you were not working, not improving. How did that journey of improving your problem solving skills, thinking capability has improved? How did you train yourself?
So initially, I did not have confidence in development in software engineering, and I was starting a few steps behind my peers.
Okay.
It was difficult for me to keep up with everyone, but with knowledge comes confidence. That's what I did. I started learning stuff. First, I was all over the place. I did not have any structured plan in my head, or where should I actually learn from, how should I learn. I started learning things from YouTube and some other sources. Then one of my closest friends, he recommended me. I took a course from Scalar, and that actually helped me a lot, because I had a good roadmap. I had structured things ahead of me, and yes, I had a mentor as well, which time and again in my transition towards the product-based companies, or transition in like taking right decisions in this industry, helped me a lot. So yeah, I kept on learning after work hours, working on projects on my own, developed some projects which I showcased to the interviewers. So this is how I felt, this is how I built confidence.
Navneet, the thing is, as a full-time employee, it's very difficult for many people who are currently working in service-based companies. They want to switch, obviously, everybody wants that. But it's very hard to get time out of their busy schedule.
Yep.
how you were able to make time for even learning from YouTube. Like you mentioned how much time did you spend on scratching the internet to learn things? And because in India, buying something, it's considered as very difficult choice to make. So what exactly turned out to be the spotlight feature which made you actually buy that course? I understand that your brother or your cousin have recommended that because they might have used it also.
Yep.
But you would also have given your thought process, right? So
Yep. So I started with stacks and queues, and then there were video pops up about segment trees. Then the whole flow breaks. So like there is no particular direction. I understand this. Taking a course, buying a course was a huge step for me, but I felt that upskilling myself, getting to know the fundamentals, the core concepts. So buying a course, investing in upskilling I don't think that any money is much for it. So it was a wise decision, I think, that I had made at that time.
And you're getting the ROI also, right?
Oh man, yeah.
You are
a good ROI, but yes, yeah.
So Sarvanan, I saw your LinkedIn profile and it says you're working on AI focused work right now, and you're working full stack development also. Now, both these skills require to have your system design knowledge or data structure and algorithms knowledge, primarily problem solving skills. But in a service based company, as far as I know, you generally don't really get to work or get those skills developed. So how you were able to manage, or how you were able to develop those skills along with the job?
As I worked previously in service-based companies, they doesn't care about the code, what you are writing. So there is no system design, whatever the concept behind it. So, but I came to a point like I need to know about what is DSA and then system design and do a lot of search. And then I started doing deeper into DSA, like solving a problem in lead code. I solved the problem, couple of problems in lead code. I figure out like big O of n squared problem and solved it. But after even I came to a point, there is much deeper is behind that. I need to optimize it. I came to a point that I could not able to figure out what I am doing. Then I came to a point like what I am doing is right or wrong. I had a self-doubt. On that one particular day, I just shared a reel, like one of my friends shared a reel with me, which they talked about the DSA and then system design concept behind it. So after that, what I learned before, that was totally wrong. Then only I came to a point, oh, whatever I learned before, it was not right. So whatever the videos, the contents, nothing is correct. After that, my journey started with Scalar. I optimized like the time management through Scalar. Like after the work gets completed, like 9 to 5 job is my role. So after completed the work, I used to sit from 9 to 11:30 and then solving a lot of problems. Then only I came to know a part like TSA is much behind like what I thought. Before I solved big O of n squared problem that I saw like, wow, huge, I was solved. That is great. It's not like that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
So Navnit, you are currently working in a sector which is very of high importance, very critical, and banking sector essentially, right? BFSI. So how does it, like you have worked in other semi-product companies also, how does it is different from non-product based companies which are consumer facing? How is the banking sector different, and why you actually chose these kind of companies? Because right now you have an edge. You can aim for bigger companies like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo. So was there a reason, or you just went with the flow?
So the thing is, I have always worked in the BFSI domain.
Okay.
Even when I was in the service-based companies, I had the clients in the BFSI domain itself.
Oh.
All right. And I had like for 6 years, I've been continuously working in this domain. And the one thing that I've learned about this domain is here a software product is not just a software product. Here we are just moving, we're dealing with people's trust, money, and a lot of business over here. So any deployment, anything, any feature that we develop is very critical. Like whenever we develop a feature or a product, we ask the first question, what if it fails? Even a small bug can cause like a havoc. Then it is we have to keep in mind a lot of cyber security, the scalability, how tolerable this and reliable our system is. There are a lot of questions, there are a lot of parameters that we need to keep in tact. Also, learning about the business, about the product is most important here.
You actually very interestingly pointed to a point where if someone is in a service-based company, they should aim for companies where they've already experienced with respect to their clients.
Yes.
That creates a leverage.
Yes.
And you use that leverage because now you are a very good fit for companies like big tech companies.
Yeah. So having worked in the service-based companies, I was still very curious upon the business. I learned about the business. In the BFSI domain, I learned about the business, how the business works, what are the terminologies in that, which actually gave me an edge when I was interviewing for the London Stock Exchange or any other company for this domain. So it was giving me a good edge, and I did not want to move to some other domain, having worked in this domain for a long. Here, even the transition to adaptation of newer technologies happen at a slow pace. So you get to explore the technology very well and implement it to the core.
Can you talk about some of the technologies that are very much useful in BFSI domain, and what those technologies, like how did you learn those technologies?
So in BFSI domain, since I already mentioned, you will find a lot of legacy systems. All right. Then also the new technologies are adapted very slow. There are good technologies also present. The most of the common technology as a backend engineer, I feel, is Java, Spring Boot and all. But here, having said this, these things are being at a lower level as a software engineer. Technologies does matter, like writing code and all. But now when I'm a senior software engineer, the system design, how to design a good system, which I had actually learned from Scalar, which I am applying on a daily basis. I have to make a system which handles a lot of traffic, I have to do memory optimization to it. I had actually learned through a capstone project which I had made through Scalar. Also my peers, so when you surround yourself with people of same mentality, you grow a lot.
Absolutely.
So that's what I did. I have people around me who are hustling, who are studying daily. So I talk to them, and so keeping yourself in an environment helps you to gain a lot of knowledge. Yeah.
I believe if you will not find people in a service-based company, generally there is a very less motivation among people to move to a product-based company.
Yeah.
So you had good peers at Scalar which kind of motivated you. Because if everybody is doing stuff, then you tend to do good stuff.
Obviously, yes.
So Sarvanan, which specific program have you pursued at Scalar? And what was the canon moment for you, like when you felt like, oh God, this was something I was missing in my life?
I joined software development program in Scalar in May 2023. So what was the key point here after joining Scalar is, what are the things I missed, what I learned before in the YouTube path. So the mentor, and then peer, and then the tutorials, like whatever the live recordings or visually kind of more engaging with the instructor whenever I have any doubt in the lecture part. So if I ask that, they are solving it immediately. So I felt interesting because whenever I stuck anything in it before, so I could not able to figure it out. So that was a one moment, I would say. And then whenever I solve a problem, there is a teaching assistant was behind. So they are helping with me. Why you are stuck, what was the issue, why you are not able to solve it.
So that guidance helped you in that confidence part, I think.
Yeah.
So Navnit, in your career, you have transitioned from a software testing role to a senior software engineer.
Yeah.
Now I have heard that software testing role is very boring because you have to do manual testing and stuff. How was your interview prep throughout this transitioning of roles, and what is the technical depth involved in these roles?
So I started my career into software testing, that too manual testing. So it was the same repetitive tasks that I had to do. I was not able to use my brains in those. It was like I was working like a robot, and not my cup of tea. I was struggling a lot. Like I was questioning my life, like exactly what am I doing? Then I started learning anything and everything. Like I was all over the place. I was learning databases, then I was someday learning about DevOps, then about backend technology, front end. Like I had no clear vision that actually what I want to do. That's where I took help of my friends who were doing development, who were in a good organizations. I took help of them. They told me about the backend engineering, and I started learning about that. And then I started learning about them in YouTube and all of that sort. I realized that the core fundamentals, the core concepts was missing. I don't come from a CS background. I do not have that knowledge. I was struggling with those. That's when again that friend of mine same recommended about Scalar. He was pursuing that same course. So I took the Scalar course. It helped me build my core fundamentals really good. About the DSA, I knew how to approach a problem. First of all, I did not even know how to approach a problem if it was a array problem or stack problem. I did not understand those things. I learned those concepts, algorithms, system designs. And then in the interviews, when I interviewed for service-based companies, it was all about the tech stack questions that were getting asked. Yeah. It is just about Java, Spring Boot, and all these questions. But now, when I started interviewing for product-based, they asked me about system design, they asked me about DSL, then high-level, low-level designs. Yeah. Those things, Scalar helped me a lot with it.
So you had like interview prep?
Yeah. I used to give mock interviews over here. So whenever a module gets completed, there was a mock interview or there was an assessment that I need to pass in Scalar. So that actually helped me a lot. It was not that I would just skip the videos and I would just randomly pass it. No, I had to actually work for clearing those mock interviews. So it was kind of a good structure for me. I had to stay disciplined in those sense. Yeah. I'll give you an example. In an interview, I got asked a DSA question about DP plus graph. If I would have not understood the DP and graph in depth, there was no way that I would have solved that problem. It's a very difficult problem to recognize that dynamic programming is getting applied. But now, having learned the fundamentals really good, whenever I encounter a DSA question, I know what type of question it is. I know how to approach it. So having the approach is the most important to solve a DSA problem. Absolutely. And that's what Scalar helped me a lot in that.
And I am scared of dynamic programming even today, and
yes,
that's great if you were able to like build your problem-solving approach here.
Yep.
Sarvanan, coming back to you mentioned about Scalar has given you that structured vision or structured roadmap which you were missing earlier. You were scratching on the internet, on YouTube, other platforms. What changed when you got that structure? What essentially added in your curriculum or your way of learning?
Structured learning makes a clarity towards what I need to learn, where I want to be. So after came to Scalar, so whatever the modules I'm learning on a weekly basis, they are conducting a test. After that, module wise, they have a test to conduct. Once that test, if you are cleared it, you should be present in the mock interview. After the mock interview clear, you can sit on placements.
I see. So you also have placement opportunities by Scalar side itself?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, can you talk more about it?
When I sit on the mock interviews, they asked about problems. Once I got a clarity on the system design part, so then in the real world interviews, when I gave an interview towards it, so that is an easy way to crack it. Why I'm saying it's easy? Because of I learned the concept earlier in the class. They taught me how you approach the problem. If that problem comes in the real interview, what are the things you keep in mind?
Absolutely.
Like kind of taking notes before going to an interview. What are the problem solving skills you can use there? These are the techniques help me.
And Navnit, I also got to know that you have done your master's degree from Wolf University.
Yeah.
Is master's degree even that important today? Like people are just completing their BTech and joining a company and just continuing that.
Yeah.
Why you thought that masters would help you in your career?
So my parents always emphasized for me to keep on learning, and I'm a person who needs to keep on learning new things.
Okay.
I pursued my masters from Wolf University, and it is partnered with Scalar.
Oh.
So when I had joined the course, I did not actually know about this master's degree, but during my course at Scalar, I came across this degree which I can pursue with my day-to-day life. And going to do masters, the orthodox traditional masters, leaving my job and then doing that masters was not an option for me. I tried doing masters from other sources. There are a lot of places where I can do distance learning program, but the curriculum was not that much appealing and up to date that I actually wanted. Here I felt in this masters, it was quite flexible as to what I wanted. There was a lot of assignments, there were a lot of mock tests, and there were a lot of tests that goes on for each module. And I was awarded in ECTS, a European grade system. So it added a lot of validation and bonus points to my profile.
Obviously.
So, and obviously, like, one should always keep on learning. I actually incorporated the habit of learning as well, so I feel that it actually helped me a lot.
So have you gotten opportunities specifically because you have done masters?
Yes. So in a lot of interviews that I have given, I had been asked about my master's degree. That from where when this is a kind of a highlight in my profile.
Obviously.
So whichever there are a lot of interviewers has asked me that, okay, have you pursued this degree? Where have you pursued it from? How did you pursue it? What thing that you learned? And was it more of a practical experience? So I had a lot of things to say about it. And having said all these things, interview went in my direction. I can take the interview in my direction. So it actually helped me a lot in the interviews as well.
So Sarvanan, you work in AI frontier stuff, right?
Yeah.
How people are today seeing AI as they offload everything to AI, the intelligence, the judgment, they don't really learn about the software fundamentals. What do you think? Are the people who are going through this phase are doing it correctly or not? Are software fundamentals even necessary if you are focusing just on AI front?
Nowadays, people are skipping the strong fundamentals. They are directly jump into LLM. What are the agents which being present? For example, they want to take a decision making also, they are using AI.
Yeah.
From my perspective, it was totally wrong. Without knowing the fundamentals, if you are switching to the AI, that makes me nothing.
Why?
For example, if I want to build a system in a scalable way, I can ask AI what are the solution I can.
Yes.
But without knowing the fundamentals, which approach do you prefer?
Yeah, AI can give you multiple
Yeah,
approaches, but
of
one has
course.
to brainstorm
Yeah.
to the right one. Yeah, and I feel with AI becoming so freely available, everybody is offloading their ability to judge and ability to learn also to AI, and that is creating a big void because AI is not cheap. AI is going to get very expensive.
Yeah.
And if that habit that which you also inculcated, right, the learning habit, you pursued your master's degree, right? If somebody will not have that learning ability, they will be the first one to get replaced with AI.
Yeah. And also, like, I have used AI a lot in my day-to-day work. AI does not give accurate like correct answers here. There is only 50 to 60%, 70% accurate. So if I don't know the fundamentals, I won't be able to understand whether this answer is correct or not. So knowing the fundamentals is the most important thing.
Yeah, one should question the AI if the output is correct or not. Not consider it as the only
source of truth.
So Navnit, you are a backend engineer today, right? What is backend engineering? If somebody who is starting, what things they should be aware of before they get into this field? Just to give them a brief.
So basically there are three parts: the front end, the back end, and the DevOps. Okay, backend engineering deals with the system on which reacts to the front end part where the user interacts. Okay, now having said that, nowadays a backend engineering is not just restricted to the backend applications. Now companies expect a backend engineer to know bits and pieces about all of them. All right. For a person to get into backend engineering and to learn more about backend engineering, he or she should actually select first a programming language. It can be anything. All right, Java, C#, anything, C++. Get in, know more about it. Understand some other frameworks on like Spring Boot are there. Understand those frameworks. Understand how to design them as such, how scalable they can make their program, how reliable, how like there is a performance optimization, caching techniques. There are a lot of caching techniques that are there. Memory optimization, as I mentioned. So and also which type of databases that we want. So there are multiple databases, SQL databases, NoSQL databases. Now with the advent of AI, we have vector databases as well. So there are a lot of databases. We have to, as a backend engineer, I need to know exactly what type of database I need in my system. All right. Also, what type of messaging communication system that I need. Should it be synchronous as an API, asynchronous messaging system? So a backend engineer should understand how to build a system and then start working on it. On all the fields. So first understand a system, how a system is built, understand the language behind it, try to make designs, small designs, start with small, then scale up to big, and take examples for real life problem. Okay, that's how I learned. My mentor told me this. He told me, just open your Uber app and just try how to build. If you were there, how will you build an Uber app? So
yeah, exactly. If you are using that particular application on a daily basis, it's you can think through. Like, what exactly, how exactly this can be achieved.
Exactly.
And you also, Sarvanan, you have switched multiple domains. You have worked in full stack, backend, and now AI focused work. What would you suggest to someone if they're starting like early in career? What would you suggest they should pursue that particular field?
Before they choose a specialization, I would suggest first they need to know what they are good enough. Good enough in the sense, for example, people are more good enough in the front end. After that, they might aspire into back end. They need to know the strength first. If they don't know about the strengths, start building a small project. Then might get an interest to it. After that, they can know about, okay, this is a specialization, is good for me. Then you can find the right part for you.
So how did you figure out that you are interested in AI or maybe full stack development?
I figure out a path where building a project and contributing, collaborating with people who are working in the project.
So you collaborated with your college students or people at Scalar?
People at Scalar, we have a separate group. When I say about the collaboration between the project, peer-to-peer collaboration, we already have a group I already have a group with Scalar people. We are building a project, like it's a kind of a full stack one. So with the integrated of agentic AI with it. So what we did is, right now in a medical way, we have an app, but many apps are there. They have a chat agent which is there. But what we are building is something. If we are uploading a prescription, patient to doctor synchronization thing, we are building it around. It's in the starting stage. We have to do it more.
Got it. So this is something that you built during your curriculum, or it's like out of...
After the curriculum, we are starting to build.
You're still in touch with your alums, like people who are there in your group? That's amazing. So is this like out of your own will, or it's more like you have a community by skill itself to be connected with your alums?
We are connected out of where? Through LinkedIn we connected, and then we found out the right way to choose the project. Then we grouped together, like discuss the idea first. Is this the project is already booming in the market or not? Then we started to work on that.
It's fine, Sarvanan. What are the emerging AI roles then in the market right now? What are the roles which are booming in the AI field?
Let's say we have kind of AI plus ML engineer, and then agentic AI engineering. After that, AI plus cloud engineering also being there.
Okay.
So these are the emerging technologies that are booming right now in the market. So apart from that, I would prefer just be strong enough in the fundamentals, like whatever the AI software is you are building it.
Just to add on to it, actually, there is a big confusion in the market right now which students have around AI and ML. Essentially, AI is divided into two parts, which is core AI and applied AI. Core AI is something which not everyone should do because it requires a lot of research, PhD sometimes, and master's degree also. Like good time and effort involved. Applied AI is something which anyone can get started. Even freshers are being hired for those roles. And right now, a couple of roles which are like forward deployed engineer, deployment strategist, and applied AI engineer. Some of the roles which are actually booming in the market. It does not you to have like deeper understanding of AI and ML. With that said, you have switched to a senior engineer role, right? And you started with the testing role, but you have also worked as a junior engineer. What was the transition you faced? What are the skills or... Because I know senior engineers in my team don't really code much. They are more involved into guiding people. So can you specify that transition or contrast to people who are going to enter into the industry?
Moving to a senior role, here like we are not individual contributors now. So we need to take care of the team. We work to prevent risk, not just solve the risk quickly, solve the bugs quickly. So, and it comes with a lot of responsibilities now. I need to do code reviews, then a lot of reviews are required, requirement analysis, all these things are done. And
design docs,
designing a system, and mostly more about how to enhance a product, what things are required for to enhance a product, designing things, helping the juniors, especially giving them proper guidance. That's what majorly comes into play with senior when I'm in senior roles. But obviously I do code a lot. I don't want to miss that touch, so I do code a lot. Whenever I get a chance, I take up tasks on my own, and I give time on coding.
So you don't really rely on everything on AI?
No, I don't say AI gives only few. I don't trust AI. So I just if I say about coding, I just with the help of Copilot or something, I just make a skeleton of it, and then I code on my own. Just for the skeleton work, all the where laborious tasks, I take help of AI. But when it comes to applying brains and how to applying logics, algorithms, this is where what I do.
Got it. So, Navnit, can you give a small 6-month roadmap maybe, or 90 days roadmap to someone who is getting started with backend engineering?
Not just backend engineering. If you want to get into any role, First, start with a programming language like Java, C++, C#. Learn some frameworks about like Django, Spring Boot. Learn the communication different types of communications, API, REST API, Kafka streams. Then move to different backend systems, designing different systems, designing scalable systems. Learn more about system designs. Then learn about different types of databases, Postgres, SQL, non-relation databases. So this, if you learn about all these things, I think it will be sufficient enough. Also, hands-on project. That is very important. Make some hands-on project. Start with simple CRUD projects and then move into more complex projects. So if you do these things, I think you will be good to go.
Coming to you, Sarvanan, for him, his peer group helped him a lot during his whole learning phase. How was your experience with your mentors, your peer group, and how it helped you during your learning phase?
My mentor helps me to avoid the mistakes, like whatever the mistake I was committed before.
Okay.
When it comes to the peer group, we always stay connected on every weekends, whether you get solved the assignments or not.
Okay.
Or if you are finding somewhere like we could not able to solve it, we group together and solve it. This is what we structurized for DSA. It's around 6 months we planned it. That helps a lot. My mentor was Shubham Soni. He is working in Google. So whenever we connected on every month, he used to say one line, like whatever the problem you could not able to solve it, try to have a timer with you. Just focus on the timer. Like if you are solving a problem within 30 minutes, that is fine. If you are not able to figure it out, try to move on to the next problem. That is a takeaway I take it from him. So when it comes to the peer part, we used to solve the problems on Sundays. So usually whenever we get a time, we used to be around in Bangalore to get some time to sit down, like what are the things we can do better away. These are the things I improvised.
Yeah, I mean, I believe doing it offline in a group study manner definitely helps. And the point you just mentioned about having that pressure of timing gives you that atmosphere of an interview, which kind of help you prepare better. Coming back to you, Navneet, how would someone, because now learning technologies is not that of a big deal. Everybody can learn Kafka or GraphQL or REST API that you just mentioned. How someone can actually put forward or showcase their projects or experience with impact?
Yeah, so it was back then in COVID, people, there were a lot of people did not have any business around there.
Yes.
So for small scale business, I just I try to build a project for e-commerce, how a person can list their make their own website or something like that. It was a real world application that I had actually made. I got a lot of learnings. I learned a lot of different technologies like the APIs, how even some of the front end part as well I had learned during the whole process. And I actually gave it to that person. That person was one of my relatives, so I just gave that website to them. It was a good feeling. I learned a lot of things during the whole process, and it had a good outcome. So yeah, so choose projects with where you can actually learn and give some real world impact, and you can showcase it to the interviewers, to the whole world. And sometimes there are a lot of cases people get approached because of their projects, because of the projects they have built. So yeah, they make good projects.
Yeah, definitely. And building projects and contributing to open source also. Like the one you just mentioned, building a website for someone whose business is stopped because of COVID. Imagine having the business to start again, and you gave it that person, they would have generated revenue out of it, right? So that's a big achievement in itself. So Navneet, if somebody from our viewers want to explore Scalar, what would be your guide or onboarding guide to them to get started at Scalar, and what would be the roadmap to make them successful at Scalar? Like the initial onboarding and the post of post phase?
So, if be it skill or any course, you are basically upskilling yourself, right?
Yes.
So you need to get clear with the mindset that you need to be disciplined, focused, and you should have a goal. That's the most important thing. If you don't have all these, you can get into any course and you won't be able to complete it. And if a course is saying that 100% placement guarantees, they are lying.
Absolutely.
That can never happen. Nobody can guarantee, neither your mentors, college, any course. Nobody can guarantee you 100% placement. It's you who can guarantee yourself.
Yes.
You need to work hard. After choosing any course, say it's scalar, you need to stick to it. You need to stay disciplined. You need to show up to the classes.
Yes.
If I didn't show up to those classes, if I missed the assignments, if I didn't get along with to connect with my mentors, if I did not give the mock interviews, I would not have landed here. I had to sacrifice on a lot of things during my whole journey. During my on the day of classes, I did not used to go to party. So these are some few small things that I'm mentioning. But you should actually focus on getting better day by day, 1% better every day. That's what you should focus on. You should do your own due diligence on what all things to learn, how to pursue it. One should be really smart in making decisions. Those small decisions that you make decides the outcome.
Essentially, leave the habit of spoon feeding.
Yeah. Nobody is going to spoon feed you.
Yes.
Nobody is going to tell you, okay, do this, you will get this. No, nobody does that. If you have, and also you will meet failures. You will see a lot of failures, and seeing a failure is good because unless you learn from them. You have to keep on learning from the failures, and you will get what you want if you keep on learning. So yeah. Also, when you see people around you getting placed, landing up in good jobs, seeing success in their life, and you aren't in their place, you are not getting what you actually deserve, what you can achieve, then it is something that you feel bad. How I had felt, I did feel that in the early stages of my career. So the only way out of it is working hard, looking at your goal and working towards it.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, you felt it, and that's the reason you came back hard.
Yeah.
You did that comeback.
Yeah.
What would be your advice, Sarvanan, to someone who want to switch from a maybe service-based company, or they're trying to switch a stack? What would be your maybe 3 pieces of advice?
As I came from a service-based company and then transitioned into a product-based company, first advice I can give you is, like, you can strong your fundamentals. The next thing is be consistent, whatever tech stacks you are learning it, and be enough to present in your project.
And what if our viewers want to just connect with you guys, want to talk more about your journey, learn from your experiences, or just get some advice, like how you did things, how they can get connected?
So I think we'll share a Google form. You can just fill that out, and you can connect with us. Yeah.
I can put a Google form in the description below, and you can just fill it, connect with both of these people, ask as many questions that you want to, and they will love to help you out. And thanks a lot, folks, for your time. It was lovely.
Thank you so much.
Amazing talking to you. And I hope everybody who is watching would have gotten some inspiration, some motivation from your journey. I'll see you in the next one. If you're someone who's looking to switch or stuck in a service-based company, or your siblings or your friends are stuck there, make sure to share this video and make sure to like it as well. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.